Solve each equation for the variable indicated. So we have two equations here which are very similar. In the first equation we have to solve for h, and in the second we have to solve for b. I'll appreciate if you could copy these questions, pause the video, solve, and then check with my solution. Now let's do the first one. Solving for h means we want to get rid of 2 from the denominator and a plus b from the numerator. So what should we do? We should multiply by 2 first and then divide by a plus b. By that way we can solve for h, right? So let's do that. So first let's multiply by 2 both sides. Then we'll get 2 times a equals to a plus b times h, right? So at this stage what we did was we multiplied by 2 both sides. So we times this by 2 and we also times the right side by 2, right? So that means times this. This 2 got cancelled. So we don't have 2 here now, but we have 2 times a on the left side. Now the next step to isolate h should be that we should divide by a plus b on both sides. Now we will divide by a plus b on both sides, right? That means operation like this, right? Dividing by a plus b. So when you divide by a plus b on both sides, what are you going to get? You get 2a divided by a plus b equals to h. And so you've isolated h, right? So you can write down now that h equals to 2a over a plus b, right? So that is your formula for height h. Now this is a similar equation, but this time we are going to solve for b right there. How will you solve for b? What is the strategy? First step should be times 2 both sides, right? So first step should be we should do times 2 both sides. That is the first step. What do you think is the next step? So when you do times 2, you get 2a times a plus b times h. You should divide by h, right? So next step should be divide by h. And once you divide by h, you are left with a plus b here, and you need only b, so you should take away a. Then we should take away a. So these are the 3 steps involved. Now let's do them one by one. So when we times by 2 on both the sides, we get 2 times a on the left side, and on the right side 2 gets cancelled, so we are left with a plus b times h. Next step is to divide by h on both the sides. So when we divide by h on left side, we get 2a divided by h equals 2. And when you divide by h on the right side, h and h get cancelled, so we are left with a plus b. Do you see that? Since we need to isolate b, we'll take away a from both sides. So you get 2a over h minus small a, right? That is a capital A. And here we get equals to b. Do you see that? So now we can write down b as equals to 2 times capital A over h minus a. So that is how we can isolate variable b. Follow the steps. I hope you appreciate it. Thank you.